Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up? Planeswalkers, Theurix 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, today, it's Wednesday. We're playing Bolas. You notice that things are incredibly different. I did say with the last Bolas video that I was going to explore other avenues of Lord Bolas. My hair is weird. And so what I did is I took an amalgamation of decks from Aether Hub and a little bit from MTG Goldfish, mostly from Aether Hub. And I decided upon this list. Now, you'll notice with this list, we have multiple black pips, both in the main and the side. But we don't have any multiple blue pips. And we only have a few multiple red pips in the sideboard. I'm hoping that this means that we can get away with a mana base that has some oddities to it. The goal of the deck, as always, is to control the board and win the long game. Will we be able to succeed? No. Hopefully. Hopefully we can. As usual, we're going to play first. This hand's fine. Okay, we can keep this. We can play Search on turn 2. We could play Moor and Tome on turn 3 if we want, or if we think that we need to kill something, we can play the Rider. Potentially up against Azorius Control, one of the high decks right now. Turn myself up just a little bit. Okay, yep, seems to be Azorius Control. Could have been Azorius Auras. We're going to keep that on top, actually. We're going to go ahead and... We have a Search for Azcanta. The chances of us getting... I'm just trying to decide if I want to save this Barren Moor to cycle with it. I'm definitely going to play Mazemind Tome this turn. I'm just going to play the Barren Moor. Gosh, this music is so incredibly loud on this stage. There we go. I had to turn the music down a little. It's so very loud. An Ashiok. No, I'll keep it on top. And then we play the Blood Crypt tapped. Now we are holding up Murderous Rider. Or we could draw a card with Mazemind Tome. They get rid of the hole, they play Shark Typhoon. I do not care about a Shark Typhoon for 1. Okay, they kept it on top. Field of Ruin. They can get away with that. My opponent 1000% has a counterspell here. But do we just... So it's difficult, right? We can run Planeswalkers back to back, right? We can cast Ashiok on this turn because Dragon God deals with something like Teferi better. Or we can pass the turn. This 1 damage isn't really an issue. We have Murderous Rider up as well as the Mazemind Tome to draw us cards. And then if they try to play Teferi, we can just kill it. I think I'm going to pass the turn here. Yeah, I don't love doing it. They might cycle another Shark Typhoon. Yeah. They have a 2/2. Okay, so they do have a 5th land. Elsewise, there's no way they would get rid of that. They foretell something. Interesting. So they no longer have... And this might have been an auto-tap error situation. They no longer have access to absorb mana. They didn't even attack there. Do I need an additional Murderous Rider? Probably not. Fatal Push, not bad. I think I have to make a move here because of the way the mana got tapped. But this is almost certainly going to hit a counter. Censor. Damn. Yeah, I didn't expect the Censor. I should have. I know that this deck plays Censor. Yeah. Potential greed.
Let's slow this down. We need to move quickly.
I don't know if this deck plays the Foretell counterspell. I assume it does. Probably like this. Nope. Two, three, four, five. Damn. I won't be able to play both. Still, I think it's worth drawing. This can't be absorbed. This is a saw it coming. Yep. I might be able to flip that. They chose not to.
Let's skip to the good part.
Narset.
If you wish to surrender with
It is fine, I suppose. That's fine. Excuse me, I sneezed. Okay, so my opponent is going to have Counter Spiel mana up. I guess I wish I had Murderous Rider still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to keep it on top. Oh. Okay, so they still don't have Absorb mana. Just makes it so they can flip their Surfer Azcanta essentially for free. And then I need to see what they put in their graveyard first. Hold the multiverse. Now is a pretty good time actually to just attempt to kill Teferi. They cycle a sensor. I don't know why, but sure. Yeah, we were able to get them with their pants down, got rid of their Teferi. This does mean, unfortunately, that they can just look for another Teferi, which I wouldn't be surprised if the one that they kept on top was Teferi. They get to flip this Azcanta here, going up in mana advantage 2, 4, 7, 2, 4. So I guess we're on on parity, but I assume they're going to play a land here.
Keep an open mind.
There's another Tefers. Tefers comes into play. I don't think they're supposed to bounce the Bolas here. I think they're just supposed to plus. Yeah.
Not so fast.
I don't know. I don't know if that's correct or not. They put their shields down. I'm fairly certain that's incorrect. That's staying on top, so that I can kill this. And I guess kill Teferi. Yeah, I definitely need Dragon God down.
I will remake the multiverse in my image.
I don't know if they have a way of dealing with a resolved Bolas, but I can't draw right now anyway. Just gotta get rid of this. My double languishes are pretty garbo here. But there's, you know, a lot of Gruul, a lot of Rakdos running around, so I figured I just needed yeah, that's unfortunate. Now, does he bounce this?
Sorry I'm late.
I assume so. Again, I don't think they should. I can't use my Bolas for all that much, but...
More malleable than people think.
Keeping that on top. Can use it to kill that. Tapped this. If they use mana, I want it to be on their turn. It decreases what they're able to do a little bit. The fact that they have an active Azcanta as well as a Field of Ruin, making it so I can't use my Azcanta, is pretty bad. Main phasing the Azcanta is interesting. Kind of tells me they don't have much of anything. They get a Typhoon, 2, 3. I can currently attack here on the Teferi. Keeping this on top, I believe. See what they want to do. They know I have a Ravager. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do it for 3. So they have a single mana up. Maybe that was just a misclick? It seems very strange to me. Oh, Cycle Sensor, sure. I'm not even sure that that's necessarily correct. Like, you know, I've already seen 2 sensors from them, right? Yeah, I already seen 2 sensors from them, which means I'm slightly less likely to play around sensor. So I think them keeping that in their hand is maybe good. They got rid of my Locthwain. That means they either each one search the library. Oh, yeah, I have to search. Well, it's lame. I guess they just wanted to get rid of my Bolas from being on top. Very frustrating that that's not a May. These players search the library for, yeah. Ghost Quarter, I believe, is a May. You can choose not to search. Sure. I'll transform it now. Start off with a Thoughtseize. Cast out. I mean, yeah, cast out has to go, I think. They only have 24 cards left. So go down to 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I think I can make a 9/9 shark. Interesting.
Why be a beast when I can be a god?
Trying to figure out the best option is here. So now they can make a 2/5. Could put this up to. Oh no, this is this is not God-Pharaoh. So I'm pretty sure this is what I need to grab. Teferi doesn't do all that much here. Ashiok does essentially the same thing. I mean, they just have a thing that they can exile, so maybe it is correct to get a Teferi here. Get a Teferi. Bounce their thing. And then I can only kill one of my planeswalkers. Alternatively, I think I'm still gonna go with Ashiok here.
The dead shall serve me.
I wonder if you're brave enough to.
So they're gonna discard the Baffling End. Maybe they'll discard the land, but I don't think that's the best idea. Okay, sure. The Baffling End, I guessed, hits Ashiok stuff, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah, so they cycle the Shark Typhoon with plans of killing one of my walkers. I assume they're going to kill Big Bolas. They start off with a Mind Stone and draw. Don't know why. I mean, it's nice that I get more information. The good thing for me is not that. I was gonna say the good thing for me is that they have a lot of cards that just like aren't worth anything in this matchup. I have a couple cards that aren't good in this matchup, but okay, well, I see that they have a Sod coming. 18 cards. They can cast the Sod Coming. I think I'm just going to double cast Languish here. And if they use the Sod Coming there, they won't have the Sod Coming for my Bolas. Although I guess they can just kill my Bolas before I get a chance to flip it. I guess if they saw it coming this one, then I'll have the Azcanta to use. You don't counter this one. Why would you counter this one? This is enough mana for Bolas. I don't understand that line at all. Why not wait till the second one? That makes very little sense to me. Yeah, we're not gonna do... Yeah, that's the exact reason. So the hands and draw 7. Oh, right! I can only draw 1 card. So they get a new grip. I only get 1 card. And it's the same card. What are the % chances of that?
Hurry.
Okay, so this is close to a concession point. Bolas used to be so good against Azorius Control. What happened? Oh, they have the Field of Ruin back. Okay, well, Thoughtseize is helpful, I suppose. Alright, well, we have access to Fatal Push, so that's nice. Was actually super helpful. No! Why couldn't I take it back? I'm very sad. Although, at this point, I guess killing Teferi is not the best thing for me. Yeah, they do this. Pull that. The only problem, really, is the fact that they have a Teferi on board.
You know what? I'm not done.
Main phase in the Azcanta. Getting another counterspell. I haven't seen an absorb from them at all. Interesting. I mean, I've seen most of their deck. I guess they aren't running absorbs, maybe? God, the ooh, Drowned Loch, cool. Alright, we're gonna concede. Okay. Things we like. Things we like. Ox, we like. Ox is in the sideboard, I think, just for control. You just play this nonsense from the sideboard, and you get to draw some cards, and you have a big annoying dude. I don't hate the... Okay, so what are we getting rid of for certain? Absolutely getting rid of the 3 Languish. 100%. The Fatal Push is helpful in some circumstances. I think I'm still going to cut at least one of them. I might end up cutting another. Scarab God. Scarab God's annoying, but in this matchup, it's not actually that great. And I'm bringing in the Oxes anyway. Okay. So I like Rampage because it gets rid of Planeswalkers for relatively cheap. I like Ashiok because it just yeets cards. I like the idea of Cling to Dust. I don't know if I like it alongside Ox, is the main issue I have with it. I think I'm going to get rid of another Fatal Push. Put in 2 Rampage. 1 Ashiok and 1 Cling. Because I don't think either of them are particularly strong. But I think just having them there will be helpful. Hopefully. I will obviously play first. There's a Greed Keep. Heavy Greed Keep energy. So they kept Baffling End in. I'm not sure I agree with that. Dovin's Veto... I guess Dovin's Veto is kind of just the most annoying thing. Yeah, I'll just Dovin's Veto here. Next turn I'll go down to 14 and play a Search for Azcanta. I lied! Ah ha ha! And this is why I played the Watery Grave first. Next turn I can play this just tapped. Blood Crypt. Yeah, we'll keep it on top. Now I assume they're gonna cycle one of these. I assume this one's the better cycle. Because they did only have two lands. Yeah. The reason this is a better cycle is because this can remove one of my things. Okay. They wisely choose not to just play Narset here. Yeah, I'm just gonna library and I'm gonna play it, I think. Now, hopefully they don't have anything else to do here. They might cycle again. I guess cycle on a Shark Typhoon would be bad, but yeah, they cycle a Cast Out. I'm fine with that. 1 fewer removal spells in their hand. They play the Narset pretty immediately, so that kind of implies to me that they don't have land. They get a Censor. They lied to me. No way they brought in Spell Pierce, right? They brought in Spell Pierce. They just paid 2 life to cycle Censor? Okay. Look, they have a Baffling End anyway. Figure I'm going to get some use out of this. They got rid of the Narset? So this is a Teferi? Teferi to bounce my Ashiok? And then I get to play my Bolas and kill the Teferi? I'm fine with that. And that's typically why I play it in this order. I don't need that. I will take that. We'll play this. We kill the Tefers. Mortality suits you well. I am a god once again. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Library. And we're going to start off with a little bit of that draw. Go ahead and broken my little preview remix. Now I'm not trying to be rude, baby girl, I'm feeling you. The way you do the things you do, remind me of school. Why I'm always being real, trying to stoop my tail.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Oh yeah, they know about Ashiok. I'm just gonna cast the Ashiok. Possibly gets countered. I don't care. I have a resolved Bolas. It didn't even get countered. Hell yeah, dude.
Come, create beauty. All your fears are given form.
Cycle a Typhoon. Alright. Bolas might die. Still have an Ashiok though. If anything, this is a free hand exile. Bolas. Why?
I know 80 meditate.
Okay, I can hit that. Unless they get a Seal Away or whatever it is. Baffling End. They got a Wrath of God. Okay. And they foretell. Alright, well, that is a, it's a free God-Pharaoh right here. Yeah, we're just gonna yeet cards from their hands. Yeah. It's crazy how when you fly under the counter spells, Ritual of Control isn't as great. Nice. We hit the commit.
And ill-refined.
Play the big Nicky B. And then we just exile 2 cards from their hands.
I have returned.
Some Wrath is gone. They just concede. Awesome. Well, the Greed Keep got us there. Can we get there again? Probably not, because we're going to be going... We're not going to be able to go into the counterspells, most likely. Our opponent did stumble on mana, so that forced them to play out things, and that helped. I started exercising again, so my boob muscles hurt so badly. No, I'm describing. Hurt? No, hurt. No, yeah, it's adjective in this case. Yeah, so it would be bad. Yeah, they hurt bad. I hurt you badly. You got hurt bad. Yes. English. It's a fun language. Cowlicks. Very annoying. Ah! Whatever, we're just gonna give it the up treatment. There we go. Look insane, dude. I lost my mind. This is also somewhat of a greed keep, but we do have access to, like, initiative cling to dots. I think I'm gonna keep this. The Thoughtseize appears to really help in this matchup. Gonna go ahead and just Thoughtseize here. Okay. That's actually pretty good for us. Because they don't have anything until Teferi. At least not yet. They might play... Okay, they play that, so we still have perfect information. I do like the bacon here, but I think what I'm going to do first is just consume the sod coming to draw a card. Okay. I'm going to play Locthwain first, though. The next turn I will have access to Murderous Rider. Yep, they cycle that. So they're going to have 2 cards that I don't know about. I guess, actually, because I have Drawn in the Loch in my hands, I 100% should have exiled my own Thoughtseize. That was a misplay on my part. Okay, that's frightening. This is helpful. I'm going to play it as a blue source, I suppose. We're going to pass the turn. There's no way they just slam Teferi here. Like, that's inconceivable. Okay, that's what I thought. I don't have double blue for anything, so... This is probably a Behold the Multiverse is my guess. I can blow up my pathway, sure. Come on, bro. You think I'm not packing basics? Get out of here with that. Damn. Now I have to make a move. I wonder if I take 7 here. I don't think that's correct. The issue is I don't really have anything that I can do. Because if they counter me, I need to have a... Well, like... I play Ashiok, they counter me, they play Teferi. I should have played Ashiok last turn. Because at that point they didn't have... Yeah, they wouldn't have the mana to counter me on the Murderous Rider. I mean, the thing is, this is for sure, I saw it coming. Yep. But see, now they can play a land and have a sensor up. Alright, they don't even need to, because they're not using this to bounce anything, yeah. Yeah, we're boned, I think. I can cast Murderous Rider, but... Alright, well this is helpful, actually. Okay. I'm putting my shields down again. But... we get rid of Teferi. Now, there was a chance that this was a shot coming, but luckily it was just a behold. I do need to draw a red source. Or another planeswalker. But I can play Murderous Rider. That's not great. That's going to be difficult to deal with.
If you're interested. My schemes are never ending.
Okay. I have a red source now. I can play Nikki B. Oh, crap.
I'm not indistinguishable. Reverse.
Okay, so here I think what I do is I kill Teferi. I play Mazemind Tome. And I hold up Drowned Loch. But I'm also holding up drawing a card. Search. They could be baiting me here. With the search. But I think I have to take it. They could also just have a counterspell, for what it's worth. It didn't have a counterspell. Sorry, yeah, I was just thinking about if it's correct to draw this, because I think the plan is cast... The plan was cast Nikki B, the Ravager, and hold up Drowned Loch, but I forgot that I can't actually do that. So I have to go shields down if I want to do that. That's fine. My mana situation could be better in this deck. Both on bottom is nice. I assume they're just going to get rid of the land since I know about it. Yep. So I can draw with this, which is helpful. They attack with just the 5/5. I take it for very obvious reasons. You don't board wipe here. Okay. Nah, I gotta know what I need to draw. I'm gonna use like all my mana this turn. Thoughtseize. I don't think I have enough life for that. Because I think the plan is play this Watery Grave, play Nicol Bolas, hold up Drown in the Loch. I have 2 cards left. It's really the Shark Typhoon that's gonna do me in, if anything. So I just need to resolve my Bolas. I would have liked to see a not Shockland, but it has to be done. Go up to 5. Okay.
I will
Gonna kill this.
in exchange for eternal serve your existence.
Okay, then we're going to end the turn. Now my opponent might cycle a big Shark Typhoon. No, okay, they just play a... Just make a token. Okay. 3 cards. Gonna try and kill my Bolas. I have another Bolas, I'd let this die. I still take out their Shark Typhoon, but I let this Bolas die. I have another Bolas. There's essentially no reason to fight over this. I'm gonna gain 4 more life here. Drawing a card isn't as important as just seeing what I draw. I have less than 9 minutes. Uh-oh. Bloodchief's Thirst, Bloodchief's Thirst, Bloodchief's Thirst. I will keep that on top. Main. Play a Bolas. We start plussing with the Bolas. Did they draw a counterspell? Very surprised at how few I totally forgot about fucking Dovin's Veto. I have to start attacking. Dolphin's Veto. On top, don't like that. Yep. Okay, I can thirst this. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure they still had the board wipes in game 2, didn't they? They could have a... Okay, they didn't have the enchantment.
Kneel before your god.
We only have 6 minutes. I really have to be careful.
I am a god once again.
Actually, I need to hide this.
Everything
I need to have.
power, and
Oh, there's no way this is correct.
am everything.
There's no way that's correct. Okay. Go for Ventress over Ardenvale. Reasonable. Both on bottom. We'd like to see it. They didn't. They're not scrying on upkeep. I have 6 minutes to win this game. Yes! That's right, I did it! Who do you think you are? I am! Number 1, are you kidding me? Bolas is the greatest control deck of all time. I won't have anyone say otherwise. Not while I'm helming it. I'm a god once again. Goddamn right, smiley face is the name of this deck. I'm hyped. Alright. The deck. A lot of the things that I've been seeing are like full 4 Fatal Push. I've already told you that I'm not the biggest fan of Fatal Push because of the fact that it doesn't hit Planeswalkers. So I decided to split 2-2. Fatal Push is nice for being able to hit things at Instanta speed. But otherwise, this is fine. And then we get Bloodchief, so it's cool. For Thoughtseize. Seems necessary. It just seems necessary. It helps so much, especially in the early game against control decks, just making it so that they stumble on what they're trying to do. It can really mess up things game plan, especially if they mulligan. I've been going back and forth on this. Like, you can see Search for Azcanta, like, going in and out of my Bolas decks. But at the end of the day, like, this card is just so integral to beating control, because it allows you to just make sure you're getting the right cards when you need them, and once it flips, getting the exact cards that you need more often than not. I was very impressed by Drowned Loch in the more discard-oriented version, and it was still good here. I don't know how good it is against non-control decks, but when a game goes long, this turns into just a 2-mana counter spell. Obviously, I can't counter Dolan's Veto, but whatever. 2 Mazemind Tome. The life gain's good. Like, you've seen me play Mazemind Tome as well. I had gone away from it for a while, but, you know, going back to it, I like it for what it does. You know, it is a different Search for Azcanta, essentially, and I think that's how you're meant to see it. In the control matchup, you can really choose what to use for it, but even just in an aggro matchup, which we didn't see today because that control game took forever, you get to just see, you know, I'm going to scry 4 times and draw and gain 4, and that's like the goal of this card. Murderous Rider and Bonecrusher Giant. I've played both of these in these decks before. I really like both of these cards. I tried to squeeze in another Bonecrusher Giant, and I considered cutting a land for it, but I just can't justify playing only 24 lands in a deck that is running a 7-drop and 6 5-drops. I can't justify that in my head. But if I were to cut a land, I'd have a 3rd Bonecrusher Giant, because the 2 damage is great. Doesn't matter where it is, it's great. And having a creature as an option on the back end, quite nice. This is removal, and it gains your life. It's cool. The Languish, I still... Mutilate, Damnation. I need one of these wizards. Mutilate or Damnation. Give us one. But since we don't have those, this is kind of the best right now. Since the artifact deck has gone down in popularity, I'm seeing fewer and fewer Ulamogs, which means the need for Extinction Event is a lot less. And it could be the Ravager. I wanted to go back to 4. You know, this is something that I'd initially done. I'd have four of these, and I think 4 of these at one time. Slowly, I've been whittling down all of these, so going back to 4 of these is quite nice. It, at the end of the day, is just a 2-for-1, which is fantastic, and it can just give you a ton of value at the end of the game. Ashiok, Nightmare Muse. Ashiok's a cool person. Thing? I guess they aren't a nightmare. Whatever. It's an interesting entity. The fact that you're able to bounce something, especially a token from the Shark Typhoon card, and force your opponent to exile a card from hand is very helpful. The 2/3s, they're helpful in aggro matchups, just being able to block pretty efficiently. But yeah, it's a nice compliment to Lord Bolas. Lord Bolas is... look, this is a Bolas deck. I'm not going to talk about Lord Bolas. Scarab God is mainly for mid-range or even somewhat aggressive matchups. The reason for this is because Scarab God allows you to kind of just hold up your removal spell at instant speed, and you essentially have a situation where you can have a 4-mana removal ability by getting one of their creatures back from the graveyard and blocking one of theirs. So very helpful. You saw I sided it out in a matchup where there's weren't very many creatures. I mean, we only have 10, and one of those is Scarab God, and the others, like this, very rarely is in the graveyard. This is only 2. Like, we functionally have 6 creatures. So, and then of course, God-Pharaoh. Respect God-Pharaoh. The mana base, I thought I could get away with a single Barren Moor. I don't think I can. It didn't mess us up at any point, and I'm sure the more I play with Salisbury Stake, I'll be able to find a use where I can cycle it. But I think it's just better as another dual land. The rest of the deck, I think, is pretty reasonable. We do have a Castle Locthwain, but we don't have a Castle Ventress. That's just because of the lowish amount of blue sources. I didn't want to commit too hard to blue, since I am playing Interplanar Beacon. And speaking of Interplanar Beacon, we do only have 6 main deck Planeswalkers. But the reason Interplanar Beacon is something I wanted to try is because this Bolas really is like the main difficulty in mana requirements, right? Languish and Murderous Rider are a bit hard on the mana as well, but when you get down to triple black on turn 5 is the hardest thing. But also just like gaining life here and there is pretty good. So we had 2 Cling to Dust as general graveyard hate, but it's meant to come in against a lot of different things. I just still haven't... I've never been sold on this card, because I feel like I only ever use it once. And I think it's just because I've been under the mindset that I should be using it more than once, that it's had a sour taste in my mouth. So the longer I play with this, I assume, the better I'll feel. Grafdigger's Cage, Gabos, Collected Company decks are on the rise, things like that. Sack decks even. 3 Angrath's Rampage. Random artifact decks, but also just is more removal against creature decks, and is also like decent against planeswalkers. Now that is kind of like the entire field. It hurts the Boggles deck pretty hard. The white-black or white-blue auras deck, it hurts those pretty hard. And that is like, I'm describing essentially like half the metagame. So why am I not playing this in the main deck? It's because like you're not going to bring this in always against control. Or at least not all 3 of them. You're not going to be bringing them in against literally every creature deck, right? Like you don't want to bring this in against Sakdos, and Sakdos is a very large part of the metagame. So that's why it's so relegated to the side, even though it's pretty good. Carlycanarium, aggro, Ashiok, Dreamrender, any decks that deal with the graveyard, or somehow decks that are going to be like fetching a lot. I don't know. Leyline of the Void, just extra hate against graveyard because I was worried this wasn't good enough. 2 Ritual of Soot against aggro. And then Ox. The Ox is meant to be helpful against control, because it allows you to just, cast this in a situation where they probably only have like Dovin's Veto left over. And then you get to discard your hand, which will likely be no cards if you're kind of playing to play all of your cards. And then you just draw 3 cards, which is fantastic. Now, the escape cost is pretty steep of exile 8 of their cards. Yeah, exile 8 of the cards. But Escape's bigger. It's a 5/3. Nothing to scoff at. Survives Bonecrusher Giants, for what it's worth. But you just get another redraw of 3, which is kind of the main reason you play this. So that's the deck. We won, but it was real close. It was real close. We get Historic Anthology for tomorrow. So things are definitely going to be shaken up. One of the first decks I'm going to play is Suicide Black, or some variation thereof. And I'm interested in seeing how the meta changes, because that will invariably change how I approach Bolas. So, I like this deck as a start, but things are going to be changing. So, Feel free to send me things to my P.O. Box. Send me whatever nonsense you'd like. You want to send me a katana? As long as it's legal to do so, feel free. I will tell the world I have a katana, and you know what? I'll even start hanging up stuff in the background there so people can see it. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwin, Malik, and Balater, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links in the description down below. Do of course hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and of course, until next time, all will be one.